We are in Sada Honda, which is in Culebra.
Oh my god, Elena's disappeared. I don't know where our boat is. The girls of WildChild are in Puerto Rico. Elena's visa means we have to be out in a couple of days. It's already December of 2019. We just finished our jump from Vieques to Culebra. We will spend a couple of days here, and then we will jump further east.
Lately, it seems like us sailor girls have gotten really good at arriving at our anchorages just as the sun is setting. We are in Sada Honda, which is in Culebra, and we're just bringing WildChild in, looking for a place to anchor among the other boats. And probably there's 20 or 30 minutes of daylight left to set the hook. I'm not entirely sure where we're gonna go. With only a sliver of moonlight and daylight fading, WildChild settles in for the night. The hook is set in 19 feet of water. We bore down on it and I feel good about the set. The nice thing is the swing radius is beautiful. There's lots of room between boats. It's too late in the night for us to explore, but tomorrow we'll figure out where we are and do some exploring.
The next morning when we wake up, the world is upside down. I can't figure out what's going on, I can't figure out what's happening, but it seems that bipolar switch in Elena's head has caused her to flip out. I look around at the world outside of WildChild and everything seems fine. Look, those are my Canadian friends in the catamaran over there. Everything looks okay in the rest of the world. But inside WildChild, something is terribly wrong. Something's really wrong with Elena. She just sits there staring blankly ahead. She's unfunctional. She can't feed herself. She won't get dressed. She just sits there staring. Something's wrong. I try to talk to her. I try to listen. I try to understand. I try to support her in any way that I can. But she has me completely shut out. The darkness that has descended over her like a cloud is descending over the whole boat. She's shut down and she can't function, and I'm pushed out. I try to help her, but it's clear she needs a doctor. This is a medical issue. I am trapped on the boat with a crazy person, and it's very difficult, but we still need to provision. We still need to get stuff done, so I decide I'm going to shore. I figure Elena will be safe on the boat. I'm just going to leave her here. She needs to sleep and just let this thing pass. Just as I launch the dinghy, Elena comes up into the cockpit dressed and climbs into the dinghy, fully expecting to go to shore with me. This is a terrible idea. She's not in her correct frame of mind. She's not thinking clearly and it's dangerous. But I don't have any choice. She forces her way in. I have never been here before, so I do not know where to go. I wander around the bay looking for a place that I can land the dinghy. I'm worried about Elena. She's having a mental illness breakdown right now. But what can I do? She's a grown-up and free to do whatever she wants. As soon as I land the dinghy, Elena climbs out, turns her back, and just walks away. Just like that, without a word, she's gone. She just disappears into the streets, and I can't find her anywheres. I have no idea how to handle this situation. I am her captain, she is my crew, she is my friend. I'm worried sick about her. Should I phone the police? Should I phone her family? What am I supposed to do? She's just vanished. After an hour, I just decide to explore the town and take care of myself.
The feeling of Culebra is quite developed and modern. There's stores and shops and cars, and it's like a regular modern city. sometimes feels more modern than Puerto Rico itself.
So I spend the day alone. I wander around the town of Culebra. I try to find a place to eat. I get my provisioning done. And as I wander around, I'm keeping my eye out in the crowds and shop windows trying to find Elena. I just love the wild lizards wandering around down here in the tropics. Culebra is actually a very cool and wonderful place. It's a fantastic sailing destination. And check out this cute little guy. He is gigantic. He's like 6 or 8 inches long. He is huge and he is so cute. Eventually, 5 hours later, wandering around the town, I find Elena sitting alone in a cyber cafe playing on her phone. She won't talk to me, she won't look up, she won't acknowledge my presence or existence. So I just tell her, if you want to ride home, you better arrive at the dinghy dock before sunset. It's a big bay, and I don't want to be searching for WildChild in the dark tonight. Elena does not look up, does not make eye contact, does not say a word to me, does not acknowledge my existence. So eventually, I just leave. I'm waiting for her down by the dinghy dock an hour before sunset, and the sun just continues to descend over the horizon, and there's no sign of Elena. But I don't want to leave her alone on shore in a strange town when she's this mentally unbalanced. It's just not going to be safe for her. So like the soft, sweet, caring girl that I am, I wait for her at the dinghy dock as the bay descends into darkness. She shows up half an hour after sunset, doesn't look at me, doesn't say a word to me, and just sits in the front of the dinghy. And I start the dinghy out into the bay in total darkness with no moonlight, trying to find WildChild.
I can't tell which boat is ours. Oh my god, we're lost. I think we've lost WildChild. Oh my god. Which one's ours? I can't tell. I can't find the boat, Elena. I can't find it. Where's our boat? What are we gonna do? I've lost the boat. I can't find it in the dark.
Elena has done this on purpose. It is cold and calculated, and she knew precisely what she was doing. She did it on purpose. She's punishing me. She wants to hurt me. She deliberately put me in a bad position so she could enjoy watching me squirm. But I'm really scared. I think the boat's either been stolen or has drifted away. I really can't find it. After more than 30 minutes driving around the bay, I do eventually find WildChild again.
Okay, Elena, climb on board. Climb up.
As Elena is climbing out of the dinghy onto WildChild, she's got one foot on each boat, and before she can shift her weight forward, she pushes off from the dinghy and pushes the dinghy away from WildChild. As the distance opens up, she begins to fall in the water between the two boats. She's clutching onto the ladder for dear life with half her body in the water and half her body out, and she just starts crying. At first, I'm surprised. I didn't exactly see what happened in the dark, but when I realize she's trapped between the boats, I help her back into the dinghy, and then I help her get back into WildChild. She is sobbing and crying like a baby. This is the most broken I've ever seen a human being. I don't know what's going on inside of her, but whatever it is, I can tell it's pretty awful, but she won't let anybody help her. It's pretty clear. This sailing life is not for her. She's not cut out for it. She's not strong enough. She needs a doctor. She has a serious mental illness, and she needs medical help. She needs to be medicated. I hug her and I hold her, and she cries for hours. She's completely broken. But the next morning I tell her, Elena, you're not cut out for this. You gotta go. You gotta book a flight and go home. Don't worry. I'll find crew. I'll figure something out.